okay, don't you speak ill of your opponents. But Wajackoyah is another man for whom a lot of memes have been generated. You saw the one about Wajackoyah after being cleared and there was smoke.
Yes.
Guys were saying this was people celebrating after he was cleared, weed smoking and all that. Are we missing a serious conversation where he is concerned in terms of legalizing marijuana? And it's not something, I don't believe he can go and sign an executive order once he assumes, should he assume the presidency. It's something that would need to pass through parliament. In the making fun of his candidature and his campaign platform, are we allowing Kenyans to be misled, do you think, Ruth?
Thank you for the opportunity, Olive. Yes, we are. And I think we're actually shooting ourselves on the head. I have been looking for a happy mother who will proudly say that they have taken the marijuana and they are okay. Mothers are bleeding, mothers are crying. I don't think he would even put this out there. For him, I think it's just a campaign strategy. Yes.
Okay. And the debt ceiling, he says it could be a way to address the very high debt, public debt, that Kenyans lament over perennially. As far as the Jubilee administration is concerned, it has been a concern. President Uhuru Kenyatta, in defending it, has said this investment in infrastructure will pay back into the economy. Daisy, perhaps you could weigh in on that. Senate is considering that report by Bridget Ngana raising the debt ceiling, that proposal to raise the debt ceiling from 9 trillion to 10.
I think this is the 4th time that Parliament is raising the debt ceiling. And for me, it's a major, major concern because I actually think that the state has already breached the debt ceiling. And I think that there's been a lot of unconstitutionality and illegality in the public finance management of our country. And that's something that we need to address. But it is actually a failure of Parliament because Parliament is the custodian of the public purse. They have actually allowed the executive, really they've been a rubber stamp for the executive. The Constitution says that, you know, even in procuring debt, you must ensure that there is equity between even future generations. You know, you do not overburden the people. Right now, we are saddled with a very, very heavy debt burden, and primarily because Parliament has not played its role. So even this thing of breaching the debt ceiling is an indication of poor planning, poor oversight, spending more than you have. Because if you plan and budget properly, we shouldn't have to see this, you know, happening. Yes, there's been investment in infrastructure, but also there's been a lot of corruption and pilferage and wastage. We see the Auditor General's report. I mean, the Auditor General's report is a litany of misuse, abuse of resources and everything. So this is a serious conversation we should have. And maybe somebody, Omtata now is running for public office, so yes, he's distracted by that. But somebody should actually sue these members of Parliament because they are the ones who have allowed us to get to this point. And we must ask, even as they talk about raising that debt ceiling, can they tell us why? What have they done so far between the time that the debt ceiling was raised? Because initially, when they were raising it to 9 trillion, it was actually supposed to last until 2024. So what has gone wrong? Okay. Why are we, and I know, you know, COVID is a great fall guy for the mismanagement of our economy. COVID, now Ukraine. The Ukraine war. But our economy was already doing badly before these now other shocks came along. So for me, it's a deeper conversation. And if Kenyans are smart, anybody who's been in the 12th parliament should not see the inside of that parliament again. Wow, because unless we have a minority report of a legislator who raised concerns around budgeting, around, you know, the size of the budget, because I think our budget now is like 4.2 trillion. We have over budgeted by over 1 trillion shillings. How do you over budget by over 1 trillion? But remember, the national government CDF is pegged to a percentage of that budget. So it's almost like a bribe. So it's like they look at what's in it for them. And we know they've used CDF as, you know, for patronage. So there's a lot of a lack of concern for the people, and it is not going to end well. Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 legislators coming in. We have Alice Ohome and Senator Rose Nyamunga. I wait to hear what they have to say on the subject.